Hello, this is EasyGame69, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on branches for TAStudio. Branches are one of the most useful tools in TAStudio, but there seems to be a bit of confusion on how to use branches and what they're used for. So I'm going to try to explain a bit what they are and how to use them and all that stuff. So I have an old movie of Tiny Toon Adventures Buster Bust Sleuth loaded up, and I'm gonna play the first stage, and I'm gonna try to add a new trick that saves a bunch of time, and I'm gonna use branches to kind of explain how they can be used in that sort of situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the stage just so you can see what it is. Okay, so I've created a marker right here just to show us where the loading started as soon as that stage transitioned into the next one, or as soon as loading started. Um, just to kind of see, like, because this is what I use to tell if I'm faster or not in some stages. But anyway, um, I'm not going to do the whole room. I'm just going to do near the end for the sake of this video. So I want to apply the trick that I have right around here. And so when I want to apply something, um, I'm going to add a branch at any frame around that area. And so I've created a branch now, and what that does is it takes a snapshot of all the inputs that are in TAStudio at that time of making the branch. And it will save that in here. And then at this point, what you can do is do any sort of testing that you want. So let's say I wanted to end the dash right here. So obviously I couldn't get past that rat. So either I can recreate the inputs prior, or what I can do is go to my branch that I just made, right click it, then press load, and then it goes back to what it originally was. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do the same thing again. This time we're going to dash for about one frame longer. And as you can see, we already lost 2 frames doing that. So obviously that's not faster. So I'm going to go back to my branch and then load that again. And then we're back to where we were at the very start. So now, let's say you have a situation where when you tested something that was faster, and then that branch that you created was useless. So, or like you wouldn't need to have that branch anymore. So what you can do in that situation, so I'm going to demonstrate right here. I'm going to use my new uh, trick that I found out for this game. If I can get it real quick. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to get rid of all this. Just kind of let them run all the way over there. And then add a jump right there. And then make them run. Get rid of that jump as well. And this one as well. Okay. So now we can see that when I applied that trick, the loading started much earlier than when it originally did. So it saved probably about 65 frames. So now I have an improvement. I know that what I just did was was faster than my old method. So now what I can do is go back to where I was and right click and then do update. And so what that does is that it erases a snapshot of the inputs that were currently loaded into there and then replaces it with the inputs that you had when you updated it. You also have the same hotbars down here. You don't need to right click, but so that helps for knowing if you're making any progress. And also, I would be careful whenever you update because whenever you press the update button, it will also change the starting position of that branch, as you can see. Nothing's really changing. It's just that I'm updating it, and it's also updating the location of said branch. All right, so now that we have that, let's say there was an instance where you loaded a branch by accident and you didn't want that and it erased your inputs. So let's say that let's see, what's a good way to show this? Let's say that this is faster. It's obviously not, but for the sake of this, let's say that's faster. And so I want to go to update the branch because I know it's faster, but I accidentally click load branch and that gets rid of the improvement that I just made. So if that happens, you can simply go over here and do undo branch load, and then it undoes the branch loading and goes back to what you had before you accidentally loaded the branch. So it's a nice little safety just in case you make a mistake like that. And really, that's all there is to it. There's also user text that you can add in if you need to write notes for anything. I personally don't do that. And the other useful function is that you can select a branch. Like let's say I wanted to select the first one I made. You can make it jump directly there, almost kind of like what markers do, but I use them in conjunction. But yeah, that basically is all there is to branches. It's a bit complicated to understand, but once you understand how they work, they make tasking so much easier and so much faster. You will honestly be thankful that you figured out how branches work as soon as you did. I always struggled doing tests for certain strategies because they never always worked. So I was always making duplicates of my projects just in case the trick I did didn't work. Um, so that's basically what branches are and how you use them. I hope that this video clears up a bit of confusion of how they work. Uh, I also am not the greatest at explaining this stuff in video form, but I hope at least one or two people learn something from this and it helps out with the process. So that's about it. I hope you have a great day and bye.